So, I'm excited to begin. My name is Amber, and if you're new to this group, welcome. And if you've been here for a while, I'm so glad you're here with us. This is a masterclass I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And it's a little bit about what I teach in Roots and Wings. I'm not going to go into the full teaching on this, but this is just a little taste of sort of what you can expect in Roots and Wings. So, this masterclass is all about multifaceted. Such a beautiful word, and it instantly makes me think of a diamond and how incredibly gorgeous and beautiful they are because of the facets, right? So, as we go through this program tonight, I want you to really envision what a diamond feels like, looks like, what kind of symbolism it brings up for you. And so, as we step into this masterclass, I'd love for you to really open yourself up to receive what we're saying today. So, we're going to start with some little bit of breath work to come into the moment. So, what I want you to do is place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your womb space. We're going to do some parasympathetic breathing. So taking a deep breath in through the nose, holding at the top, expanding your chest, opening your heart, coming to the edge of your breath, letting everything go that needs to be let go of, and releasing through the nose for 3 slow counts. One more time, just like that. Deep breath in through the nose, holding at the top, and releasing through the nose. Letting all the worries of the day melt away. Coming into this present moment right here. There's nowhere else to be. So we're going to take one more deep breath in. Expanding your chest and releasing through the nose. Beautiful. So parasympathetic breathing is really important as I teach a lot of somatic healing for women who have experienced trauma. Our body goes into a dysregulated state when we are triggered, and the things that I teach are really tools so that you can self-regulate in those moments where you're in a conversation with someone or you're just moving through your day and something reminds you of the past. So a lot of what I teach in my program is holistic healing, heart, mind, body, and soul. So I do sound healing, energy healing, somatic healing, intuitive healing, all sorts of types of healing, all the healing modalities that have helped me over the years overcome the things that I've overcome. And so I am so excited to bring this masterclass to everyone. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Feel free to get a water, get a notepad and a pen, and take notes and really feel into your body what you're receiving through this transmission of this teaching. And really be fully present with what's wanting to come through for you, and journal on anything that comes up, because some of the biggest insights can be in the moment in the teaching, and then you revisit it with your journal and you can really have some things enliven for you. So that is my hope and my prayer, that some things come alive for you. So we're going to go ahead and begin. What do you think of when you think of the word multifaceted? Now this group is specifically for female entrepreneurs that are mamapreneurs. I like to call it that. You have children, you're a mama, you're a homemaker. Some of you are stay-at-home moms. Some of you work a 9-to-5 and you're building a business on the side. Some of you deeply desire to launch your own business so that you can stay at home with your children. Maybe you're pregnant. That's how I got started in my business. I was a pregnant mama and I wanted to stay home with my son. That was 17 years ago. And now I have 8 businesses and we homeschool. And it is just such a blessing when you say yes to the stirrings of your heart, the desires of your heart. So when you think of multifaceted, I want you to think of the diamond. And now a diamond, it is created through much, almost struggle, kind of like the butterfly, the symbolism of the butterfly. The diamond gets its beauty from the cuts in the stone. And I want you to really think about the things you've gone through in your life, the hard things, the struggles, the betrayals, the moments that just left you in despair or sadness. These are the moments. This is your mess. This becomes your biggest message, what you're here to teach, what you're here to show people. So when you're thinking of multifaceted, I want you to think how you are multifaceted. Because most people that come to me, they have been told all of their life that you have to choose one thing, you can't do many, all the things that light you up and bring you joy and you're passionate about. Oftentimes family members, well-meaning family members, we have to give them grace. They mean well saying these things, but ultimately it can kind of dampen your heart and your spirit when what you really want to do is kind of put in a box and you're told to be quiet, don't do that, choose one thing, you can't be all of you, right? So this masterclass is for you to believe that anything is possible, to embody that anything is possible, to know that anything is possible, to deep within your soul and the deepest parts of your heart to know that anything you dream is possible, and that the very desires of your heart were placed there by the divine creator. God gave you these desires on your heart because you are meant to live them. You are meant to live these dreams. Now, how does that feel in your body when you realize there is no reason to fear? There is no reason to feel that you're not enough. There is no reason to think that you need more qualifications, more validation from outside people telling you you are enough. That's the absolute most untrue thing. Because what the truth is that you are worthy, you are enough, you were born worthy and deserving of this life of your dreams. And when you learn to step into that, when you really step into your highest self, who you are meant to be, who you were created to be, life becomes magical and opportunities start coming to you. It's as if your heart, the doors to your heart are wide open and things can flow to you, and your heart becomes a magnet for all that you desire, and everything starts coming to you because you have decided and chosen that you get to have what you want. You get to have the beautiful relationship, the wonderful businesses that change the world and impact lives and make a difference, a real difference in this world. And you get to do it in just 10 hours or less a week while being a homemaker and being an intentional mama and being present with your children. You get to have whatever you dream of. Now, what does that feel like if you step into this knowingness of that? What does it feel like to embody your truest truth? That's what I like to call it in my programs. Your truest truth, when you are completely aligned with all that you are, all that you were created to be, your magnificence, your brilliance, the things that make you intriguing and interesting and charismatic and magical. These are the parts of you that make you multifaceted. So the way I teach this is that often people come to me and they are hiding. They are not shining their light. They are not showing up in their fullness, in their effervescence. There's this effervescence and radiance that shows when you're living in your truth, and it creates a ripple effect so that everyone you come into contact with feels your energy, and your energy impacts them and makes them want to do the things that make them come alive. So the ripple effect it's inherent and it's innate when you are living in your truth. Now, when you are not living in your truth, you're going to see more lack, and you won't see the abundant things all around you. You won't be living in gratitude and joy. Now, when you're in your radiance, in your fullness, in your magnificence, you feel it. Life feels dreamy, romantic, and delicious. And it's full of pleasure and joy. Even in the hard moments, you're able to find that gold in the moment. And you trust that everything's working out for you, that God has a plan and a divine path is already laid out in front of you. And so you rest in that knowing. You let go of the fear, you let go of the worry, and you trust. And you know that you are held. And you know that you're right where you need to be, doing right what you need to do. That you are capable beyond belief. And in all the ways that you don't feel capable, God will equip you. He will show up as long as you show up. So being multifaceted is as much about being in your truth, energetically with your mindset, somatically with your body and your movement and the way you move through the world, right? And it's this direct connection with God, trusting Him that He's guiding you on your path, that you know you're right where you're meant to be. So it is a joyous space. It is a radiant space. It is a feminine energy space. Now, often my clients come to me and they're deeply in their masculine energy, in the wounded feminine, which is from childhood wounds. And so this is why my Roots and Wings program takes you through this process of the roots is your foundation. This is where we clear away any limiting beliefs, heart, mind, body, soul that you're feeling. Any ancestral lines within you from family members that you're carrying their truth instead of the real truth. Like you think that money has to be hard because your grandma's grandma told you that. Or you know what I mean? It's this both cultural and familial story that gets told down line after line. But you get to change that. You get to change that. You get to choose. It gets to be different right now. I choose something different. I choose to believe the truth and know the truth. Right? So stepping into that is what multifaceted living is all about. It's about daring to be all of you, the truth of you, who you were created to be. So I want you to imagine, if you will, a diamond. And I want you to think about all of those facets. Okay? Now you are this diamond. There's multiple parts to this teaching, but I want you to envision first that you are the diamond. Close your eyes. Drop down into your body and into your breath, taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Dropping from your head to your heart and really listening to what your heart wants to tell you, what your soul is telling you. Really feeling into the feeling of the diamond. It is a precious gem of great value. Now, the women who come to me often are not living in their truth, in their value, in their purpose. They might have ideas, but they haven't brought them to fruition. And we are known by the fruit in our life. So if God has called you to do something, to write a book, to start a program, to start coaching, whatever the thing is, are you saying yes? Are you following His guidance, and are you being obedient to what He's calling you to do? Because if you're not, I want you to really look at why. What if everything worked out beyond your wildest dreams? What if there was no reason to fear? Okay? A lot of times people will get into comparison and they'll see someone else doing what it is that they want to do. And they'll be inspired, but they'll also feel a little bit jealous. And I love telling my clients that this is actually beautiful. Because if you see something someone else is doing and you're envious or jealous or like, why them and why not me? I want to do that too. That is your heart and your soul leading you and guiding you. And instead of seeing it that way from lack, cheer her on, celebrate her, and say, I am next. Yay, we all get to do this thing that we're called to do. And when you feel gratitude and joy for one of your sisters to be doing the thing that you want to do, albeit in her own way. You're going to do things in your own way. Everyone is unique and different, just like the diamonds are all different. You are encouraged and inspired by seeing someone else living the life of your dreams, or facets of your dreams, parts of it. And you're like, oh, I love this, but I would do this too. So when you're inspired by someone else doing what you want to do, I always tell my clients, just enjoy that and say, wow, the very fact that I saw someone who is whatever you want to be, best-selling author, started a retreat, created a foundation that impacted millions. Maybe it's just that you want to be a homemaker and you want passive income streams so you can bring in income, save for your children's future and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, to leave a legacy of financial peace and success, to leave an abundant legacy, to build a kingdom business or businesses that glorify God, that bring people to God, that impact the world for Him. This is what this is all about. God gives us our talents, and we can't hide them. The scripture says we are meant to shine our lights bright for all to see. Even if we're scared to go live on the Facebook group, even if we're scared to go live on Instagram, it's all purposeful. The moment you face your fear is the moment you say yes to God. And you say, yes, God, I will be obedient, even though I'm scared, even though I don't understand how. I trust that you will equip me. This very thing happened for me when God called me to be a teacher on Insight Timer app, which has, I don't know, multi-millions of people. I think 18 million last I looked on the app. And I was hesitant, and I was like, God, no, you've got the wrong woman. I don't think I can do this, right? I was deep in fear, deep in trepidation. I was feeling not enough. I was feeling not qualified to talk to that many people. What if that many people showed up, or what if they didn't? Like, all the things came through, right? Whenever we're doing something and up-leveling and living in that purpose, these kind of things will come up. These kind of things that will make us question, what am I doing? But these very things are what God uses to draw us closer to Him, to lean on Him, to say, okay, God, I can't do this in my own strength. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to show me. You're going to have to guide me. You're going to have to equip me. And that's exactly what my prayer was. I said, God, use me. I want to be a vessel. I want to bring people to you. I want you to heal their weary souls through my words, through this event. I want you to bring your love in this space. And I showed up. I was so afraid that first live stream I did, which was, almost 2 years ago, and I've now impacted 13,000 plus. I don't even know the whole number. It's like almost 14,000 people just on Insight Timer alone through live streams. And that's not including the people that listen to my uploaded meditations and things. And that's not including my other channels where I show up and with my businesses. But specifically for Insight Timer, I was like, now my live streams, I go live to like 700 people globally. I've had people from Bali, from Ireland, from all over the world, and we're together. And the room is full of love and devotion. And everyone feels seen. And I prayed, God, I want everyone to feel valued and loved. And I want to point them to you. Show me how to do that. Give me the words. What should I say? What should I do? Lead me, guide me. Use me, Lord. I'm here. And I showed up afraid, and I did it anyway. And I will tell you, that was one of the most important moments in my purpose work, because I think it was like 330 something people showed up on that first live stream. And I was blown away by it. I mean, I thought maybe a few people will show up, but 330 something people from all over the world, and the comments and the hearts and the impact people said it was having on them. I was just moved to tears. by the way God moves when we say yes. When we believe that in his strength we can do anything. And it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So what is it that God's calling you to that you feel like, wow, I'm out here on this ledge and it feels so scary and I want to jump and I just want to like say wee and free fall into the feeling of excitement, because fear is actually excitement just looked through the wrong lens. Instead of saying everything is possible, everything is beautiful, everything's always working out, seeing it through that lack lens comes from the old traumas that we grew up with and that we've, cultural things have conditioned us to believe about what's possible. So what if we let go of the fear? And what if we choose to trust that if we leap, the net will appear? God's net, he's got you. One of my guided meditations that's so popular in some of my events is when I have everyone lay in the ocean and feel held. Because this safety is what we all need to feel safe, secure, no matter what. And that's how we feel in God. When we're not trying to do things in our own strength, right? When we're not spinning our wheels and trying to figure it all out, when we just say, God, I'm here, use me. Where would you have me go? This is being multifaceted. This is being all of you. The parts of you that he created, all of them. Not saying, okay, well, I'm not going to show that part of me because what would my friends from church think? I'm not going to show this part because what would my cousins think? I'm not going to show this because what would the people from college think? Oh, I can't possibly show that because what would they think? Oh, gosh, people are going to think that's weird. Nope, I can't be those parts. But what if the parts that you want to hide the most are the very things that the people who need what you have, they need to hear it, they need to see it to find you, to be compelled to work with you. Like, the most amazing thing that I think is when you are embodying your truth and your power and your worth and your purpose and you're in your multifaceted authenticity. I said that I only work with paid in full clients with my one-to-one coaching, and that's exactly what I got when I set that declaration out. And then I raised my rates to high ticket. It's a long story. I'll tell that in another masterclass. But I had to set that tone within my energetic frequency in my body that I am worthy of being paid this much before I received it. And then I let it go. It's a whole story. But then I detached from what would happen. I didn't make it mean anything if it did or didn't. And instantly, the check's in the mail. And I was like, wow, that's exciting, right? Like, and my prices have raised and raised and raised as I grow and I invest in so many programs. So what I teach, it just keeps getting better and better. And so I guess what I'm trying to say here is when you are in your truth, you value yourself. You show up from the space and everyone around you feels it. And it's reflected back to you. Life is a mirror. So when you believe you are worthy of being paid in full and you're worthy of being paid high ticket, immediately people reflect that back. But if you sit there and say, I don't know if anyone would pay that, what do you think will happen? Exactly, the same thing will happen. So this is a really beautiful way to kind of see where you are energetically in any moment. Are you embodying your truth? Are you embodying that you are a daughter of the King? Think of that. Now, I work with a lot of women who have financial traumas and stuck energy and mindset patterns around that. So a lot of the work is around believing in what's possible for you. Yes, you get to make an income and an impact. You don't get to choose. You don't have to choose, I mean. You know, a lot of people come to me and they're doing beautiful, heart-centered work that's making a difference for pennies. They're not charging what they're worth. They are doing a lot of the work volunteer or free. And so this is when I say, nope, you shift your prices. You're now $125 an hour. And they're like, wow, I can't possibly. And I'm like, yes, you can. You've spent $25,000 on training, and you've got 10 years experience. You're absolutely worth more than $125 an hour. Start there though. And then they're like, wow, I actually do have a lot of experience, and I actually did invest a lot, and I my time is worth the same as a massage therapist, or, think about it. Like, what do you do? How do you impact people's lives? How do you transform their lives? And so you think about that. And then the frequency of worth comes through, and you're like, of course I charge that much. People will be like, wow, I can't believe you don't charge more for this. Literally, I have clients tell me that on some of my stuff. I have different tiers of stuff. More of my mid stuff, my like one of sessions, there was like, wow, I can't believe I got all this. You should charge more for this. But I like to meet people where they are. So I have low, medium, and high offers. But what I'm trying to say is, when you attune to the frequency of your multifaceted magic, who you were created to be, you get to do this. You get to create offers that feel good at price points that feel good. And you get to do some things for people that can't quite get to those price points yet. If you are like a very humanitarian person, you want to help people, and you want to make an impact, you want to make a difference. You want to meet people where they are, but you also can make really good money too. So this is what it's about. So multifaceted is a powerful concept, and it's a way of moving through this world. So it's when you're making your decisions, running them through your internal knowing first. And now this is a little bit difficult for people who are the energy type that, like, if you know human design, which is what I teach in the Roots and Wings program, it's life-changing. As a manifesting generator, I'm made to respond to life and move quickly, make fast decisions. I know that about myself. But also, if we can have a little discernment and move through, is this a yes for me, or is this a no? And then you get to that answer, that truth, that multifaceted you answer. The all of you, the expansiveness of you. What does that version of you say to this? Not the version of you that's worried about whatever they're worried about. So, I'm going to give you your first journal prompt for this masterclass. Go ahead and take out a piece of paper and write down the journal prompt. What does the multifaceted version of me feel like? And I want you to take a few minutes, and I want you to really close your eyes, and if you believed that anything was possible in life, if you believed that you could be living your wildest dreams right now, how would you feel? What words would you describe how it feels to be in your body? How does it feel to inhabit yourself? How does that feel to be in that frequency of enough and overflow and more than enough, and safety and security and pleasure and play? What does it feel like to be your highest self? And sometimes people wonder, like, what is the highest self? What does that mean when you're saying that? Well, ultimately, it is the sovereign, sacred feminine. The part of you that, it's like the God frequency of love, unconditional love, right? Not the part of you that's egoic and shames yourself when you do something you think you shouldn't. No, we're not talking about the mind. We're talking about the soul. The part of you that is all of you. The part of you that is afraid to be vulnerable, yet those vulnerable parts and sharing those tenderest parts of your heart, that's how you connect the deepest. So, write out in the journal prompt, exactly what it feels like to be the version of you that is multifaceted. And when you think of multifaceted, it's more than just the diamond. Okay, and this is really, really key to learn in this training. So, the diamond represents the struggles and the pain that God has used in your life to turn into beauty. The mess becomes your message, right? And it all was for a reason. Maybe you learned deeper self-love. Maybe because of an abuse. Maybe you learned more self-worth in a friendship that went sour. Maybe you learned not to people please in a family relationship that you're fighting with someone. These are the things that it's like as iron sharpens iron in the Bible. It's about these moments that feel like, oh, why? And we cry out to God and we try to understand. But then, as we move through the process of refinement by God, right? He brings us through the fire sometimes, and it might hurt, might feel painful. We might be like, what's going on? And we're crying out, trying to understand. These are the moments where that beautiful diamond that you are is being refined, and it's being shined, and all the beauty of you is coming out. And then when the light, like the light of God, shines on you, this gives me chills just thinking of it. I love teaching this. When the beauty and the light of God shines that truth on who you are, mess and all, remember that diamond still has those facets, a reminder of the scars of the past. But it is those beautiful facets that make it sparkle and shine. But the diamond only shines when it's connected to the light. Okay? Think about that. Anyone that's been married, you look at your engagement ring and it's always glowing in the light, but only in the light, not in the darkness. It catches the light. So your job is to catch the light. To move through your darkness, learn the lessons, but ultimately to be refined into the beauty that you were created to be, that you are. And allowing God's love to shine on you into those broken crevices, those facets that you don't want to let anyone into to see. You gotta let him in to those parts, even the parts, the shamiest, shamefullest, most parts you just don't even want to say. Those are the parts that shine the brightest. So I want you to envision that light of God shining in on the brilliant diamond that you are. And I want you to envision what happens. What happens when light hits the diamond? It makes a rainbow. God's promise to us. His covenant with us. So when you are shining your light, it's actually you shining his light. He created you in his image, and he died on the cross. The diamond is him dying on the cross for you, because he loves you. So when you think of it like that, the struggles we go through, it mirrors the struggles that Jesus had to go through to save us, to redeem us, so we could know our worth. So that diamond could turn into something beautiful. It takes so much to make a diamond beautiful. Just like it took so much for him to mold and shape you into who you are. So you could show and reflect his image. So when you're shining your light, I want you to remember that. And think about that. When the light hits the diamond, I want you to envision this beautiful rainbow shining out. But what's beautiful and what I love, and I have these little sun catchers all on our windows, and these little crystal sun catchers that you can spin, and it makes this cascade of rainbows in the room, and I love them. They're so beautiful. And every time I see a rainbow, it's God. And so I urge you to think about that and really love yourself and see yourself the way God sees you, as this multifaceted, beautiful, brilliant diamond that shines and sparkles His light, which is your light, and it makes these cascades of rainbows wherever you turn, whoever you talk to. You're radiant beams of sunlight, joy, passion, and all the parts of you shine. So imagine a diamond that didn't have all its facets, right? It wouldn't be as beautiful as it was meant to be. What if chunks of the diamond were missing, right? What if you just like hid parts of you? That's what it's like. What if when you shine, each part of the diamond is a different color of the rainbow and it shines? Well, if you cut off this part, well, then blue doesn't show up. And if you take away this and hide that, well, purple's not shining. No, we need all of you. Every single beautiful, magical color of you. The you who sings in the shower joyously. You may not be a singer, but that may help you get into what you're meant to do. Whatever lights you up, whatever makes you feel like you, is what you're meant to do. All of it. You don't have to choose one thing. You get to do whatever you want, whatever feels good to you. Because the more you're in your joy, the more that ripple effect happens. And when you're in that glowing space, you attract people like a magnet. They want to know, I'll have what she's having, please. I want to glow like that. So here's a little story that I tell my Roots and Wings clients. I want you to envision that you're walking into a post office and you see a woman behind the counter and she's working in the post office. Or even a man, however you want to describe it. And I usually tell it's a man. This makes a little more sense for the story. And so this gentleman says, "Wow, you sure are glowing today on a Monday morning. Why are you so happy?" And you answer, "I just love what I do. I love getting to wake up on a Monday morning and I get to help people. I get to do what I love. It doesn't even feel like work. I'm living my purpose. I'm so happy beyond belief. Like, I can't even believe how happy this life is." And so when you are radiant and sparkling and glowing like that diamond, your rainbows, it's like they shine out of your heart. Like a Care Bear, right? Like just, it's like, do you feel my energy? And so it's felt by the people around you. So envision the postman saying, as you leave, he thinks to himself, "Gosh, I wish I felt like that. I don't feel like that in this job." And little do you know, as you've walked out the door, that you have inspired him, just someone you randomly saw during your day, because you were living in your joy and in your purpose and in your multifaceted truth, your authenticity, how God created you. He decides, "Gosh, you know what? The last time I felt like that was when I made my chair." Maybe he does woodworking in his free time. He's like, "I've always wanted to do a woodworking business. I want to live my life every day doing what I love." And so maybe he quits his job at the post office and starts a business because of you. Because of the ripple effect of you living in your truth, living in your light, shining your light effervescently, letting that joy bubble up in your heart and in your soul so that it just emanates and radiates from you, and you have this energy field around you of love and joy and beauty. So this is what multifaceted means. Living your truth. Knowing who you were created to be and being that person. So I want you to take another moment to do another journal prompt. And this time what I want you to write down is, what do I do when I'm multifaceted? What brings me the most joy and lights me up the most? What makes me come alive? So since this is a training, you can go ahead and write the journal prompts down and then do those in your own time, because I really want you to just sit with this and let this marinate within you, within your soul, and feel what comes up for you. And embody that. Feel into what that feels like, living the multifaceted life. So this is your permission slip to be all of you. Dare to be all of you. Not just some of you, not just parts of you. We can't feel you if you're not all of you. If you're bringing to the table just 1/4 of you, we will feel it. We will feel you holding something back, and we're almost like we want to peek into you and see, what is it that you've got back there that you're not telling us about? It's like we can feel you're holding something back. Dare to let it all out. Dare to just open the floodgates of your heart and just let the water of love and light pour out of your heart. Just let it all out. It's like you have a dam, like a wall in your heart, and all that luscious, beautiful, flowing overflow of water of life. It's just stuck. There's like this wall, all these hurts, all these, I'm not enough. It's like just holding you back. And the water wants to just gush forth. And you know how you feel when you're like getting all like sort of sweet and gushy with your loved one, your romantic partner, and you're like, oh, sweetie. And it's just like you just want to gush all the cutesy wootsy stuff. That's the feeling. This unapologetically gushy, right? Showing up in life in that way where you just show up like in wonder and awe of life and of this gift that you are and that you're here to be, right? This is what it is. So I want you to do those journal prompts and really feel into, what does it feel like to be multifaceted? Here's your next prompt. Who am I when I dare to be all of me? What happens if I'm all of me? If I'm completely, unapologetically multifaceted me? So let that kind of sit and marinate with you. And feel free to come share in the group your journal pages if you feel like it, or just you can do a post and share what you got out of this masterclass and how it impacted you and what shifted for you. I would love to hear that in the comments or however you want to share. And then, so I just wanted to invite you before I close out this training. I do have a link in the description here for you to book a session with me. It's the very foundational work that I do in my Roots and Wings program. This is for people who are intrigued and interested about clearing their blocks, but they don't quite know what it's like to work with me energetically and all the things. And so this is your sort of like, it's the easiest way to work with me right now to understand how I do what I do. And so I have, that's $144.44 for like just a general session. And it's going to touch on inner child and energetics and somatics. So it's kind of like a reset to step back into the identity of Christ, right? What does Christ say about you? Who are you meant to be? And are you really embodying that? Are you really living from that space of knowingness, of value, right? And so, and then also, if you're ready to jump in, then definitely, I think I have the link for Roots and Wings in here too. Jump into, or actually dive in. I would just dive right in because it is deep, it is profound, it is life-changing. My Roots and Wings program, we're going to go live. It's going to start in September, I think. That's what I'm feeling intuitively when we're going to start. We've already got some wonderful women in, and I cannot wait to hold space for y'all. It's going to be an intensive. We're going to go fast. We're going to go quick. We're going to dive deep into the recesses of your heart, and we're going to pull up all those weeds in the garden of your heart, and it's going to bloom again. You're going to know who you are. You're going to know your worth, and you're going to move through life from your sovereignty. and you are going to start living your dreams. Not in the future, someday, maybe, okay, let's see, maybe I can get there one day. No, you get to have a plan of action now. And I love being a dream doula for people's dreams. It's my favorite thing to do. So I'm going to end on that note. I hope you join us in Roots and Wings. Right now we have a beta launch group. So it's going to be $33.33 and 33 cents, but it's at half off right now for the beta group. Since it's a new group program, it's usually one-to-one private. So I'm offering it for half off right now. I'm probably going to end that at the end of this week. So jump in while you can. So you get it for $15, $55, and 55 cents. And I do have payment plans, but you'll have to ask for the links. I have 2 different options for payment plans. But so there are no reasons why you can't. This has so many options to pay. And it's an invitation to say yes to living your truth and living multifaceted, living a multifaceted life. And what's great about it is I've condensed it, so it's a shorter period of time. You're not going to get as high touch with me. You're not going to get like weekly calls with me for 6 months and then Voxer in between. But you are going to get this group experience, and we're going to go deep, and we're going to heal things, and you're going to shine. You're going to shine your rainbows all as bright as you can. And it's going to feel beautiful. And you're going to reclaim that inner child that feels lost right now, that gets triggered a lot. You're going to reclaim her. And so I love doing this work, and I cannot wait to work with you. So send me a DM if you're interested in one of these things. And if you click the link and make a purchase, just go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram, shineyourlight.love, or here on Facebook to book in